Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very 52nd episode of Cool Down Timer. My name is Neefu, and with me today, I am joined by, as always, Zingles Artman.
Crime-fighting cybersiders.
And from the freezing wastelands of Alaska, Mark Hamilton.
Who has yet to commit avunculicide.
What? What's
Killing
that?
your uncle.
I can... Well, no, not what I was going to make a comment about the fact that you have a new voice.
That's right.
For once. Finally. Oh my
I didn't
gosh,
have
I've
to
been
murder
begging you
anyone
for
to get it.
years. So what is a funkel?
It's killing your uncle.
What is a vunkle? It is killing your uncle.
What is
a van? It's killing your aunt.
We just had a very strange conversation about words for killing people, which will be included after the episode if you are interested in listening to it. But before we get to the end of the episode, Zam went to the opera.
You mean
yesterday?
before we get to the end of the episode and we commit padracide and kill it? Yes, I went to the opera. That was the thing that I did. My wife had to go for a school assignment, and we had good seats, and we got them for cheap. So I decided to go because why not put on a fancy suit and go and drink way too expensive beer and watch an opera in French.
Okay.
But there was one part of the opera that really stood out to me, really made me think about you, Neefu.
I'm assuming this is the PM thing.
Yes. Okay, so sitting there, big dramatic, musical number as I don't remember what was happening. It was all in French. There were subtitles though, and I'll explain those later.
Could you read them?
Yes, that's what you do with subtitles.
Well, meaning your eyes. You don't have the greatest. Could you see them from the distance you were at?
No, I smelled them, Neefu.
Yes.
Y'all,
like a normal person.
suck.
I'll explain how the subtitles work later.
Okay.
First off, so anyway, big dramatic song. They're singing over some lady, and these guys are about to get killed. Okay, dramatics. Man in front of me stands up, turns around slowly, and begins walking towards the back doors. Now, they don't let you get up or move around at the opera, okay? And so that doesn't really dawn on me at first because I'm so used to people being able to leave whenever they want. And then I hear him fart on every step that he takes down the aisle. And then he gets out the back doors, and I just hear this long, prolonged, deep fart from outside by where the ushers are standing. And there was a lady sitting next to us with a service dog, and the dog freaked out when he started farting and just starts barking and yipping in the back aisles. And the whole back row just erupts in laughter in the middle of this big dramatic scene.
That poor man.
And I kid you not.
He's sitting there and he's like, uh-oh. Not at the opera, no.
He was in a suit and tie and everything. And it was great because he stands up and he was right in front of me, like he was blocking my vision, and I'm like, whatever, this guy's standing up, and he just looks. He had this like look of intense concentration on his face, and he just starts walking, and I'm not exaggerating. Every step was punctuated with a fart, every single one, and so he was the amazing fart-propelled man. Like,
I knew.
Where
that
will you
F
be
meant
when
fart.
diarrhea strikes?
I knew that F meant fart, and I still let you do this segment.
Now I would like a survival simulation that's like Fine Society Survival. Can you make it through the whole opera production without farting everywhere?
Well, there's a million other worse simulator games. A simulator game where you're trying to fit in at an opera would be hilarious.
Gosh.
So for a game like that,
you
need some. No, what were you gonna say? I was
Well,
say
it's
something
that
silly.
that just reminded me of Jazz Punk. There's a sequence in the beginning of Jazz Punk where you go into a movie theater and the only two things that you can do are, well, the two things that you can interact with are a box of popcorn and a cigar. And with the box of popcorn, you can like fling a whole bunch of popcorn everywhere. And then with the cigar, you can like, I don't know, do you still call it taking a drag of the cigar, or is it just you take a puff or whatever? I don't know. Whatever.
Know.
You suck in some cigar smoke, and then you can blow it in the faces of the people surrounding you, and they get pissed off at you and kick you out. And it made me really laugh. It was stupid. It was like this little 30-second segment, but I did it over and over again because I liked throwing popcorn at people.
You know, for simulation games like that involve smelly things, whether they be farts or cigars, you know, you really can't wait until we come up with a good feedback system. Maybe haptic feedback. Speaking of...
Well, we haven't talked about the rest of the opera yet, so we'll get there.
Dang it.
Oh.
I wanted to seg. I wanted my moment in the sun. What else happened at the opera?
Segged way too early.
Wait a minute. Oh, good one. Also, you just committed segwicide.
Excuse me for thinking the incredible farting man was the highlight of the opera.
No, it was. The rest is going to sound silly, so it doesn't really matter. It was a story.
I want to hear about the subtitles.
Oh yeah. So, they give you these weird, basically, okay, imagine 3D glasses, but really clunky looking. And then they just display subtitles. You have to sync it with this button on the side.
Are the subtitles displayed on the glasses, or are they projected somewhere that you can only see with the glasses?
No, they're on the glasses. Oh, I think they're on the glasses. I didn't really put that much thought into it.
Well, did you have to change focal point in order to read them?
No.
Then they were probably out there somewhere, I would think.
What techno wizardry is this?
I'm just messing with you guys. No, there was a big screen.
You're a dick.
There was a big screen over the stage.
I ended
subtitles
up
on
putting
it.
way too much thought into that for you.
I knew you guys would buy it instantly. But imagine, okay?
Well,
Imagine,
no,
if you
it
will,
makes-
a sea of well-dressed, fairly wealthy people, all right? In their coat and tails, with big clunky 3D glasses on. That's as far as
that's
you
the
needed to
thing.
think, and then
That's
you would
the
have
thing,
realized
though.
it never happened.
Is that the older 3D technology that actually worked had these big clunky headsets that had to be synced with the movie theater projector, because instead of the movie theater projector projecting two different images at the same time that the glasses would then filter out, you had to sync the glasses to the system so that it would, these flappers would work, so that, for one frame it would cover your right eye, and then the next frame it would cover your left eye, and it would just do that 48 times a second. So there was precedent for why I would believe you.
My eyes.
Well, it was this big clunky headset, but I mean, yeah, I
But
know.
no.
Welcome
that
to the
stuff.
opera. Please insert your head into the subtitle-o-matic. You will be released upon the intermission.
Dude, also, they did not know how to do a half. The first half was 80 minutes. The second half was 30.
Oh, jeez.
The first half was long. But yeah, it was an interesting thing. It was a opera called it's called Pearl Fishers. And it was about...
Did everybody die in the end?
No, only one person did. Spoilers, by the way.
It's a happy
opera.
Well, there's operas like this. At least this opera, just everything in it is so stupid. I couldn't take it seriously because, okay, they can't show you anything because it's all done through singing. So they just tell you everything.
Yay, exposition.
And so it's just, I wanted to do CinemaSins for the opera, as soon as I was in there.
Roll credits.
Yeah. I can't remember what other ones I came up
That's
with.
racist.
I was having fun with that, though, just coming up with what CinemaSins they'd use for this particular opera.
Ziegel's art man would be good at CinemaSins.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lull there. If only we had a segue.
Well, you know what? Speaking of sticking
let's
your head
commit
inside
lull
of things,
aside.
only in this case, your thumbs on top of things. You got the Steam controller. I'm actually really excited to hear your report about the Steam controller. I've heard a lot about it. I'm too cheap to ever buy one until other people have thoroughly checked it out. So I really want to know what's it like.
What's it like having things, Neefu?
Yeah. What's it like? What's it like to have things?
Well, first of all, you get an email with a tracking notification-y thing, and they say, hey, you know that thing you ordered back in June? Yeah, it's going to be here on Friday. So I did a little unboxing video because for once in my life, I was actually a little early on a tech thing instead of late.
You're late? Good God.
Because but so what they did, what Valve decided to do was the first couple days worth of pre-orders, they decided to ship out a month or so early, you know, to solve the whole, you know, not good first impressions thing. Because I mean, if you're going to pre-order something that early, you're interested in it, you know.
Yeah.
You're not just a casual.
Filthy casuals.
Freaking casuals.
Get off my World of Warcraft, damn it.
So I messed around with it, and my first impressions were WTF. It's definitely going to take some getting used to, is all I have to say. Mark, did you ever do anything with Windows Movie Maker?
Yes, it's a terrible program.
Do you remember?
That's where I got my start.
Do you remember what it was like when you jumped from Windows Movie Maker to a professional video editing software?
It was like better, but more complicated, but better.
You know, you remember that feeling of just like, there are so many knobs and buttons and twisty things.
And settings. You can have other backgrounds besides light blue.
Yeah.
For instance.
Yeah, exactly. The Steam controller is like that, except for with the settings. Like, you can change everything about it. It even... Like, I had been playing around with it for like 2 or 3 days, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm starting to figure out the different, how different games work best with different settings. Like, there's one that it works basically like a trackpad on a laptop. There's a setting where where it acts like a trackball, so you can like flick it and whatnot. There's another setting where you can use the haptic feedback to kind of simulate a traditional analog stick, which then can have different levels of sensitivity. You can then set it up so that if you press another button, it'll change to one of the other settings. So you can have it like one way most of the time, but if you're trying to do another thing, you can change it that way. And then 2 or 3 days later, I discovered that it has a gyroscope in it. Ooh, so you can like motion control with it.
Hello, Euro Truck Simulator.
Sam, I'm just imagining you're in Euro Truck Simulator and you're like rolling right along and potholes. Better switch to battle mode.
I'm very much considering getting one.
So the games that I have found it has worked best on
are RTSs.
Really?
No.
That would be surprising.
I mean, they work for RTSs. I mean, I was able to play a couple minutes of what did I play? I played Age of Empires or something for like 2 minutes just to test it out. And a lot of the reviews and stuff of it that other people have done use Civ 5 as a little example. But I think that the games that it will probably that I have found the most easy experience without having to dig too deep into it are third-person games where it's just the camera and you don't have to do a lot of aiming. I dinked around with a couple first-person shooters, and I was able to shoot fairly accurately. It just, I'd have to it'd take me a time or two to get it right, and I feel like it's one of those things where with the proper settings, it'll be fine. It'll be with the proper settings plus the experience of actually using it. I think it'll be fine. But I tried it on BioShock, and for whatever reason, at least my version of BioShock Infinite, the mouse sensitivity is so high, and so I was just trying to aim and shoot with it, and it's just like, woo, I'm on the other side already. But let's see. I also tried for a couple minutes pretending as if I was using both trackpads as analog sticks instead of using one analog stick and one trackpad, and that was trippy. It was weird. I guess so.
What if you pointed in different directions?
Say what?
Well, if you're using them both, that's the same thing. What if
No.
Meaning
the left one I used as the movement thing, and then the right one I used for aiming.
And that was trippy.
Yeah, it was trippy because it was just like I'm just moving my thumbs on something.
How was the haptic feedback?
It's funny.
That's what I'm excited
Really
about.
quickly, for those of us at home, what is haptic feedback?
It means you can feel things that aren't there. One of the big problems with virtual reality, besides all the obvious problems, is you can't feel nothing, So an orc could be bashing you in the head multiple times with a club and you wouldn't feel a thing. That's no good.
We want to
So
feel
some
that.
people have come up with ideas for like making you simulating touch sensations, and those are usually called haptic feedback systems.
Uh-huh.
Haptic meaning it has to do with touch because of word reasons. And one of the big things about these controllers is they said the touchpads would have haptic feedback, which means you could feel things on them. Which was supposed to make it better for like RTSs and stuff because it gives you more precision because you can like feel where the button is somehow.
That's cool.
What I really want to know is
I want to know.
can we use these trackpads for my my theoretical porcupine petting zoo simulator? Could you pull your thumb away and see blood dripping?
Not quite. What specifically are you wondering about? Like
I just want to know what it's like.
It feels like a little tickle.
Like a tickle?
Yeah.
Does it like buzz?
Yes, it's a little buzz, and like the buzz will be different depending upon what mode you have it for. Like for example, if you have the trackpad mode on, it will feel like if you have it on trackball, it'll feel like there's actually a little trackball in there spinning, and it'll like quickly like slow down and stuff. Or if you have it on the like analog stick mode, if you're touching in the more central areas, it'll buzz lightly, but when you get to the farther edges, it'll buzz more heavily. And then with the mousy one, if I remember correctly, it's pretty constant what the buzzing is like. But yeah, it feels like a little tickle, and it sounds fun. And I don't know, I have slowly begun to drive my wife insane because I'll be just sitting there watching a cutscene, and I'll just be buzzing it just because I think it's fun.
I got a little tickle.
But so I played through, I think it was like 10 or 12 hours of the Hearts of Stone Witcher 3 expansion pack with it, played through the whole thing, and I enjoyed it. I mean, again, that's one of those games where it's mostly just camera, not a bunch of stuff, but there was a sequence where you do have to aim, and I was able to aim fairly accurately with it. So I think the big thing with this one though is just going to be that it's going to require some getting used to because it's just so different.
Do you think I believe at the time when they were explaining why they were putting a haptic system in, it was to make it easier to like select things with precision.
And so it wouldn't be so
haptic.
haptic.
Would you say it helps? You're losing steam.
That one was
Sam.
pretty bad.
You're losing steam. But would you say it helps you more precisely select things?
Regarding that, I would have to say that I don't think I've gotten I don't think I have, one, gotten used to it well enough, and two, gotten the proper settings correct on a game that would need that kind of precision in order to better to well answer that question, I guess, for lack of a betterly structured sentence.
Right now it's all buzzes and tickles to you.
Exactly.
I can see you plugging in. It's like, all right, let's play some, I don't know, let's play some Far Cry or something. But
I can definitely say that when I'm using it as an analog stick, fake analog stick, I mean, having it buzz more during the outer edges definitely reinforces that it's on the outer edges. And it feels weird going back to it not having that feedback. Without the feedback, it's just like, it feels like something is missing.
So it really helps. It definitely helps simulate an analog stick on a track.
I think it definitely helps. It is not it is not a perfect system, but I don't know how much of that is simply just because I'm so used to using an analog stick versus it actually being a problem. Like, we'll revisit this in a couple weeks or a couple months or something and see how well I'm doing then.
I hate it. Everyone else has it now.
You have no idea how
controller.
much that influenced which shows I watched as a teenager. Ooh, everybody likes that show. I'm not going to touch it with a 50-foot pole. Watch my show. It's cool. Nobody watches it. Now everybody watches it. My show's not cool anymore.
It was made in Greece by goat herders. It's a space opera.
It was made by goats in Greece without herders. I'm tired now.
Yeah, I was about to say where are you going with that?
Nowhere.
Yeah, he's reached the tired stage.
Okay.
So Steam controller, fascinating if true.
The Steam Link also works pretty well, which is the actual device that you use to plug into your computer or your TV to then stream your games over your network.
Now that you have the controller, and Steam Link works pretty well, would you ever see yourself getting a Steam box?
Oh, I have no need for a Steam box. No.
Because it seems like you got what you need.
Exactly.
Right there,
that's what the Steam Link is for. It's for people who already have computers that that can compute, that don't have the money to just spend on another computer. So the Steam Link, I definitely like it a lot.
The Steam Link gets a buy.
It's definitely it's definitely a simpler setup than what I had been doing to stream my games to the TV, which was using my tablet and plugging it into my TV, which then meant I had to keep my tablet downstairs, which I didn't want to do, first world problems, right? But yeah, Steam Link is $50, controller is $50. I think you can plug up to 3 controllers into the Steam Link, which will then supposedly, you can then play couch co-op multiplayer games with it. Yeah, I like it. It's cool.
We get it. It's cool.
Wired internet is definitely preference.
What did you guys think of the Star Wars trailer?
What's weird is so I'm a huge Star Wars nerd fan, right? But this is how out of things I am. I'm just sitting around playing Castle Crashers, I think, trying to level up some guy. Pointless gameplay is what I'm saying here. And my wife's next to me is like, and I'm like, what? And she's like, oh, it's the new Star Wars trailer. And I'm like, oh. And then I didn't do anything. And it wasn't until the next day that I'm like, wait a minute, new Star Wars trailer. I gotta see that.
I got goosebumps and my eyes watered during the bit where the Millennium Falcon is flying through the wreckage and it plays like the I guess revised rendition of da na 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 na, that whole song. I mean, it was
Neefu.
totally out of key.
It's all true.
All of it.
Well, I don't know. Just like music is something that is so important to me in the media that I watch. Like, friggin', my wife was playing Wind Waker for the very first time, her very first Zelda game, and just listening to some of that music, the ways that it was used in that game, I was just like, I would just start crying during it because it's like I love these songs.
Star Wars is where the music's at.
Yeah, man. So music is really important to me, and so I love the way that they use music in that trailer.
No, Star Wars is the best. That's why, you know what? I'm at peace with the prequels. You know, we could have a whole episode about how I feel about Star Wars, but that's neither here nor there.
I think Episode 3 is the best, is my favorite Star Wars movie of all of them.
It had some. You know what? I'm not going to complain. But you got Phantom Menace, Duel of the Fates. Now that's a song.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good at this. So,
I'm going to have to try to edit that so it actually fits together.
yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Star Wars. I can't wait for it to come out. I think it's going to be Star Wars. And that's what matters.
You don't think that they will have committed Star Wars?
Listen, there is what Star Wars is, and there is what Star Wars ain't, and I think it's what Star Wars is that we're gonna get. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
More seriously, it's Star Wars has a feel. It is kind of hard to ruin that feel. Like, a lot of people didn't like the prequels. I still think they feel like Star Wars. Maybe they feel like bad Star Wars do, but they feel like Star Wars. And one thing I was worried about is that J.J. Abrams would give us something that maybe even is good, but doesn't feel like Star Wars. But I think it's going to feel like Star Wars.
Well, he's a big fan.
Well,
so.
yeah, but he has got his very unique style,
Also, I really loved that shot of sad, scared Leia in the trailer. I don't know. There was just something about that. Like, because she was holding Han, right? Or everybody assumes it's Han.
Honey.
Now, did we see Luke anywhere in the trailer?
No, we did not.
Because my wife, we were talking about it, like going to see it.
He's also not on the latest poster.
And she was like, I don't know if I want to see that. I mean, Luke turning evil and everything. And I'm like, what? Wait, what? She's like, yeah, he's the bad guy, right? And I'm like, no.
I've seen a couple interesting theories about that. And, well, okay, so today is Thursday. It came out that there was a roundtable discussion that involved Kevin Smith, Mark Hamill, and J.J. Abrams from 2005, where Mark Hamill is talking about his original idea that he pitched to George Lucas for Return of the Jedi was Luke being evil and him coming to kill Han Solo or Leia or something. And so that's been going around.
Does he have a Joker voice now?
Gosh. But I have one of the theories that I think I guess like the most is that it's almost kind of a similar like Obi-Wan Kenobi situation where Kylo Ren was actually one of his apprentices, and so he's gone into hiding because Kylo Ren has now gone evil.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I mean, it's been a long time, so that could happen.
Yeah.
I really don't think Luke is Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
because
no.
they don't. Luke's kind of Mark Hamill's a little fat
no,
now. He's kind of portly.
They've already shown the actor for Kylo Ren.
I know.
I mean, I guess Darth Vader had like 3 different actors portray him at various points, or was it only 2? It was only 2.
One of them was a basketball player.
But
I think it'd be really funny if it's like we finally get to see Luke in the movie, and it's like he's just a face on a computer, and it's like I downloaded myself into this computer because I only do voice acting now.
Well, and then one of the other ways that I think part of me also thinks that they might do a Yoda thing with him where he's only like barely kind of referenced or barely in 7,
but he's really important.
He's really important and actually is prominent in 8 when the new Jedis need help becoming Jedis, because I remember seeing something about him recently going on set for 8. So I feel like if one of the characters is gonna, survive 7, it'll be Luke.
Yes, we all know Han's dying.
I know, right? Exactly. Like, if one of the main characters from the original trilogy is gonna die, it's gonna be Han.
Yeah, because he's pretty old, and he can't do this forever.
Especially with how, he ended up in the plane crash or something during filming.
Yeah, he hurt his leg. It's like I believe he broke his leg.
Oh no, and that was after he broke his toe on the Millennium Falcon because the door squished on it or something.
Now I'm thinking it'd be pretty funny if in the movie there's a scene where Han Solo's like, dang it, I'm gonna have to stick my leg in the leg crusher. It's like, oh, so that's how it happened. Well, it's funny if Han Solo dies. Do you think Chewie would die with him?
Of course.
I don't know. Chewie, they can use whatever actor they want forever.
Well, but I think they're still using the Peter Mayhew or whatever his name is.
Fine, but if he died, they'd still be fine.
Yeah. Well, I feel...
Nobody would look at Chewie and say, that's not Mayhew.
I mean,
that's not him. He's not doing the Chewie shuffle.
Post A New Hope, Chewie is with Han. I mean, I know... Was Chewie in Revenge of the Sith?
Yes. He was on Kashyyyk, the homeworld of the Wookiees.
I remembered that.
And Yoda said his name, so we knew it would be Chewbacca. That's pretty much it.
Okay. After that moment, I think Chewbacca is really attached to Han. So if Han is going to go, Chewie goes with him.
Well, in the expanded universe, which is all
Nobody
gone.
cares.
It's all gone now, but the first character that was one of the big ones from the movies, like Luke, Leia, Han, whatever, who dies is Chewbacca.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning of the Yuzum Vong invasion, just to show they meant business.
You're telling me that in expanded fiction, they committed Chewbaccacide?
I believe it's Wookicide.
Or just Chewicide?
Yes, you are correct.
Okay.
And on that...
We've lost Zam. On that...
Oh my god, they killed Chewie!
You bastards!
On that note of Zamtricide, we've come to the end of...
Someone needs to scream that in the theater.
We've come to the end of episode 52 of Cool Down Timer. We try to do this thing every week. It was supposed to be a more focused show this year, but the opera just threw that under the bus and ran over it a couple times.
No, there was a farty man at the opera. It needed to be spoken about.
Yeah. So if you want to hear more from us, we got more episodes. You can check them out on cooldownttimer.com. We got a SoundCloud.
I'm playing Euro Truck Simulator like it's Mad Max.
I'm gonna die historic on this actual road, going the speed limit.
We also have a Facebook page and a YouTube page where we post stuff too, where you can check that stuff out. We also have Mark. What is your essay this week going to be about?
I haven't decided yet, so it'll be a surprise.
Okay. Well, there will be a surprise for tomorrow.
Supreme surprise.
Supreme surprise. Okay. That is the end. Goodbye. Enjoy the post-credits sequence.
Cool down timer, yeah.
Thanks to Wikipedia links, I now know that the name for killing your wife is Uxorides.
That's dark.
Uxorcide. Why do we have a name for this? There are so many sides out there. Wouldn't you think that was matricide?
Isn't
But
that killing your mom?
Mother.
No, matricide actually means to murder your husband.
Really?
What? So patricide is killing your.
No, patricide is killing your father.
But what is killing your mother? We must know. I now know avunculicide is the act of killing an uncle.
Hey Cortana, what is the word for killing your mother?
Hey
I
Cortana.
think it's filicide.
Hey Cortana. She's not listening to me.
No, filicide is another version for
It
killing
says-
your own son. Yeah, no, matricide.
Hey,
is
Cortana.
killing
It says
your own
matricide.
mother. Why are there two matricides? Oh wait, it's not matricide. It's meriticide. Is killing your husband.
Wait. Okay.
Meriticide.
I really don't like
Okay.
her. She's dumb. Hey Cortana.
Okay.
You're gonna commit cortanicide.
Wouldn't that be like AI side or something? Or like unplugging a computer?
Cyberside, dude.
Cyberside.
God.
Totally
Cyberside
radical.
should either be a movie or a band.
It needs to be a really bad action movie.
Cyberside. We gotta go into the computer and shoot up the robots.
Looks like we got another case of
Cyberside.